Sam, first and foremost, a warm welcome back here to Wealdstone. Deals over the line, what's the initial feelings?
Well, first of all, it's fantastic to be back. I think everybody knows it's a club, a place that has a special place in my heart and has done for a very long time now. From when I first signed here in 2015 and to the long-lasting relationship that we've had to my last tenure as interim manager, this club will always hold a special place in my heart, and to be back, it's absolutely fantastic. I'm over the moon to be back and can't wait to get started.
For those who may not be aware, do you want to tell us just a little bit about your managerial background so far?
So, season before last, I became interim manager here for the last couple of games of the season, 5 games of the season. We were in a position of relegation, and along with the fantastic staff that were here and the players, it was a combined effort. We managed to survive, and what a fantastic day that was, Oldham away. We'll never forget that day in my career, one of the best moments of my footballing career. Unfortunately, never got the job at season end, and that was a decision the club made, which got total respect for. And I had to move on, and an opportunity came up at Oxford City. I took that opportunity up, learned an awful lot in the 6 months that I was there, and since then, I've been doing various things. Assistant manager with my national team at Guyana. I've been given the opportunity to do this Baller League venture, which has been fantastic. A lot of learning, and also back at Tottenham's academy. So, yeah, the coaching, education and learning has continued. But to get this opportunity back here at the club that I call home, club that I love, I couldn't be any happier. So to be back here, I'm very grateful and delighted, and can't wait to get to work now.
It's been just over a week since the departure of Neil. How quickly did these discussions take place, and how quickly did you really want to sort of register your interest in the role?
It was really out the blue, to be honest, and off the record, just want to say congratulations to Gibbo for the job that he done back of last season and surviving. I know how much of a great feeling that is. So first of all, congratulations to Gibbo, and obviously he leaves with the blessing of everyone, and all the best to him in his future endeavours. It was a real quick turnaround for me, to be honest. It came out the blue. I was living my life, doing what I'm doing, having a bit of structure to my life, obviously off the back of the managerial chaos day to day, having some structure, and going back into work life and working in the academy and doing my own stuff. I got the phone call from Rory, and I thought, this is unusual. I haven't spoken to Rory for a while, and he told me that Gibbo would be moving on. And the opportunity came back, and he said that would I be interested in the job? And it's almost like it's the girl that you never turned down. Wealdstone's got a special place in my heart, and straight away I said I'm interested in the job. The prospect of working with the players that are going to be here next year, the prospect of reconnecting with the fan base, which I've got a special connection with. It was an easy answer.
Ultimately, your first spell, you mentioned it there, you probably didn't get a chance to implement that style. How would you describe sort of your management and coaching style as a manager?
Yeah, I think I was able to kind of implement my style as such in those last 6 games. Of course, with Nobby at the time, I was doing a lot of the coaching, and I was helping assist along with Neil at the time. So I'd like to think that my personality and my philosophy came out within those games. I do have a particular way that I like my teams to look and my teams to play. I've inherited the philosophy, and I've been coaching now for a long time, despite me being young in age. I think my coaching age, I've been doing this for 15 years. So, I've been doing it for a while, and I like my teams playing with a lot of freedom, especially in the final third, and progressive up the pitch, playing through the thirds and having a style. But I think there's always got to be a fabric and a foundation of hard work, physicality, giving the fans what they'd like to see. I think fans pay their good money to turn up to watch any game of football, and that's what they want to see when the boys cross the white line. Passion, energy, enthusiasm, grit, determination. But go and make things happen in the final third, and go and be creative. And I'd like to think that I bring a philosophy and an identity that will provide those things.
Having obviously played here, been part of a management team, what do you feel you can draw from those experiences, taking it into a whole new kind of role? Fresh season.
Yeah, it's a fresh season. It's a clean slate for everyone. You know, it's been difficult for us as a football club, and we've done fantastic to remain and keep our National League status. We know where we are as a football club, and we know the challenges that come. But listen, we're also a club that's made up of a fabric of hard-working people, hard-working fan base, hard-working players, hard-working staff, and hard-working chairman. And that's exactly what we're going to be. We're going to try and encourage consistency, try and be consistent with performance, consistent with trying to keep players fit. And I feel like with recruitment, if we get that right, which is, you know, heavily important these next coming weeks, months, if we get that right and we manage to keep players fit and keep them on the pitch, that, you know, with consistent performances, we can be competitive in this league, and that's exactly what I plan to do.
Ultimately, football is a game played for the fans. How exciting is it to come back, manage in front of the fans at the Vale?
Oh, I'm buzzing. I love playing here as a player, as a captain. When I was assisting Nobby and obviously taking over as gaffer, I love these fans. I love these people, and they were fully behind me in those last 6 games of my first real tenure as a gaffer, and they were fully behind me. They supported me, whether it be on social media, whether it be, you know, face to face. You know, I loved interacting with them, and you know, I wanna do them proud. You know, my dad was coming to games weekly here last season. Out of respect, I stayed away when obviously the new manager was in charge, Matty Taylor, and then Gibbo. But I was watching every game from the side, from home, watching the results, getting all the feedback from players still. I've got good relationships with all the players, and I maintained my relationships with Rory and the board. So, you know, I think there's a lesson to be learned. I think, you know, despite disappointments and also rejection, you know, I'm very grateful for the opportunity that this football club gave me at the time. And, you know, although I didn't get the job first time round, God works in mysterious ways. And to be back here, you know, just over 12 months later, it's a real blessing. So looking to pay the favour back and looking to bring my energy and enthusiasm and love for this club to the table. And hopefully we can all be successful together.